Hi YouTube, thanks for clicking on this video. Today I want to talk about two problems I've had in Lightroom for a long time, which I've largely been able to solve through the use of smart previews. The first problem is just one of general speed. I think we all know by now that Lightroom isn't the quickest program in the world. It can really start to drag along once you've added plenty of adjustments to a photo, particularly local adjustments where you're using maybe auto mask. The adjustments you make start lagging behind your cursor and the whole thing just becomes a complete mess. Even clicking between photos can take a long time. You can click on a 20 megapixel RAW file and it takes forever to load in, which when you're editing dozens of photos at the same time sequentially can just be an absolute nightmare. Smart previews can go some way to resolve that. The second problem is storage. I have an external hard drive. I store all my photos on that from all my shoots. They all go on the external hard drive, which is nice and fast. But it can't go everywhere with me. So when I don't bring it with me, when I don't really fancy bringing it with me, it means that I can't edit the photos that I've maybe taken previously. I don't have anything on my laptop to work on when my external hard drive doesn't come with me. And smart previews are a way of resolving that problem as well. I've only recently discovered them, but as I say, they've largely solved those two issues for me. And we're going to jump into Lightroom now and have a look how. Okay, so here we are in Lightroom, and this is a set of photos I took last week at an open mic in Liverpool. Now, if I open one of these up, and we look over here in the top right hand corner, just underneath the histogram, we see original plus smart preview. This photo has had a smart preview generated. Now, what that means is that, well, it means two things. Number one is that I'm not actually working on the raw file itself. I'm working on the smart preview. So if I head over to the Develop tab and make adjustments, generally they'll be much quicker for having the smart preview generated in advance than they would be if I was applying those adjustments to the raw file. However, Lightroom is applying those adjustments to the raw file, so when I do an export, the results will be exactly the same. It's a little bit of Adobe magic that I'm able to edit at this speed and make adjustments at this speed without actually editing the raw file itself. It comes from the Adobe Lightroom mobile app and the things they're doing with mobile, where in the mobile world you only ever edit on smart previews. The second benefit of using smart previews is that it allows me to eject my external hard drive. And as soon as I eject the hard drive, physically unplug it from the computer, the icons down here in the loop now have this icon on the top right, which is a little block. And that just means that the original file can't be found, the actual raw file can't be found, and that's because it's on the external hard drive I've ejected. However, I can still click on any of these photos and it's still going to load up. I can still also make edits. And when I plug my external hard drive back into the computer, the edits are also carried across, applied to the raw file. So for any photos I have a smart preview generated for in advance, I can edit on the road. I can take my laptop anywhere, edit them, come back home, plug in my external hard drive, and the edits are carried across. So that's really useful. It means I no longer have to take my external hard drive with me, where of course the chance is going to get damaged and knocked about in my bag. It does rely on you having to generate the smart preview in advance. That's pretty easy to do. I can come over here to another collection. My good friend Paul. There's one of Billy. You see, it's coming up. The file cannot be found. At the moment, this is just showing me a JPEG preview, and you'll notice I can't edit this. I can't even zoom in. And we've got the little exclamation mark here. Now, if I had generated a smart preview, this would be editable. So I'm going to reconnect my external hard drive, and the instant I do that, of course, I can edit the photo as normal. So what I want to do is be able to unplug my external hard drive, but still be able to work on this photo. All I need to do is come back over into the library module, select any photos I wish to be able to take out on the road with me without my external hard drive, come up to Library, Previews, and Build Smart Previews. And the smart preview will be built. and now I can eject my external hard drive and continue to work on this photo in the develop module. So this is fantastic. This allows me to not only edit more quickly even when I have my hard drive plugged in, but actually unplug my hard drive and take my entire photo library, my entire catalogue out with me. A word of warning is that you do need to have your Lightroom catalogue on your computer, on your laptop itself. The smart previews are stored with the catalogue. So if your catalogue itself is on an external hard drive, this method just isn't going to work. But you'll probably find you get much better performance having your library on your laptop itself, as long as you've got the disk space. So what I intend to do in future is import all my photos with smart previews being built at the time of import. And to do that, of course, we come back to library, import. This is where the photos would usually show up, and you'll copy or copy as DNG, whatever you choose to do. But over here on the top right hand side, build smart previews. It'll take a little bit longer to import them because it'll import them and maybe then convert them to DNG if you've chosen this option, and then it'll build the smart preview. But if you're like me, you'll come home, plug your memory card in, do your import and walk away, and by the time you come back, whether you're building smart previews or not, it'll be done. And so for me and my workflow, it's massively helpful to have this done in advance, and when I go out next time, I'm going to be generating smart previews for pretty much everything in my library, because I never know when I'm going to want to go back and edit photos I've taken previously. So I hope you found this tip helpful. It's only a small one. The documentation's out there, but I work in Lightroom all the time, and I've only just discovered this. I'll be doing more of these bite-sized hints and tips. Leave some comments below if there's any problems you have with Lightroom or Photoshop, and we'll see if we can work around them. Please like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.